The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users. On demand on iTunes and on YouTube and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with me or not. And boy, are the comments flowing today about shaking people down before they get on the subway or on a plane, and about Benjamin Netanyahu being the prime minister designate for Israel, and about nuclear plants susceptible to attack from the air. Oh, there's a lot of great stuff on there. And, of course, Alan wrote a great piece about how members of Congress lie to their constituents. Very interesting piece on GaryBaumgarten.com. You want to read that. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're syndicated across the United States into 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. I welcome you to the show. And I thank, even though this isn't the romance show, the poster in the room here in our virtual auditorium on Paltalk.com, who gave the two important rules of dating and maintaining a relationship. Rule number 1, the woman is always right. Rule number 2, read rule number 1. Very good, and it's advice that we guys don't follow often enough, and we always get ourselves into trouble, don't we? Well, the Dow has slid to new six-year lows. Not very good news on the cusp of the decision by Barack Obama to make mortgages more appealing to the American public, more obtainable to the American public, and the approval of the stimulus package. Alan Jacey, our political correspondent, who has a close association with Wall Street, tell us what's going on.
Well, Gary, what's happening is that the banking industry is really just dragging down the market right now. Some of the major banks, like Citibank, was down 22% today. Bank of America was down at one point about 11 or 12%. They rebounded, and Wells they rebounded and closed about 4% down. And Wells Fargo was down 9% during regular trading, and then aftermarket trading continued further down. I mean, it's just a free fall right now in the financial market. They just don't know where to turn. There's talk of Citibank and Bank of America being insolvent, and then there's fears that the U.S. government might have to step in and nationalize these two banks. I don't think we want that to happen. I mean, that's the worst case scenario, but there is some fears on the street that will happen. The biggest thing that I see right now is the absence of Tim Geithner in dealing with this. I mean, Geithner has yet to satisfy the street in how to deal with the toxic assets that have been talked about, when this financial collapse first started, and how the banks are going to deal with this. I mean, Geithner has yet to present a proposal that will alleviate some of the pain and cause some of the solvency to return to all these financial institutions. So, the market is still very fearful as to where things are going to head. At one point, the Dow, you talked about the Dow closing about a new 6-year low. But actually, at one point today, it was down over 200 points, which would have been an 11-year low. And other concerns is the Federal Reserve has come out and said that they believe by the end of the year we could have 9% unemployment in this country. You also see what's happening now with in your beloved Michigan with Detroit and Chrysler, where they're basically teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. They have a few more weeks before they have to appear before the Congress and the Treasury with their restructuring plans. And the worst case scenario is that if GM's restructuring plan is approved, that's about 47,000 people that will lose their jobs. So you can imagine how that will contribute immediately to a spike in unemployment. I don't know. Chrysler has yet to leak any of its plans there, so we don't know what's going to happen there. It just does not seem like there's any positive news out there. Another story that I saw today was that for the first time in a long time, even foreigners have soured on the U.S. market. They have no faith in putting any money into the U.S. stock markets, and so that, which has always been a safe haven, has now appeared to be drying up. So that's certainly not going to help boost the U.S. markets, which will in turn, boost the other stock markets around the world. I mean, it just does not seem like there's any positive news to report. Back to you, Gary.
Well, my son got a new futon today, and you're going to wonder, what does this have to do with anything? Well, when we ordered the futon and mattress, the guy said, "Is there anything that you need us to haul out?" And I said, "No, I'm holding on to that old mattress." He said, "What for?" I said, "I need some place to put my money." I mean, that's what it's getting to right now. It's not very encouraging now. Actually, your money is insured unless you're very, very rich, and then you have to spread it around among a lot of banks and investments. And there are some businesses that are successful that are actually worried about their assets, because if these banks start to fold, they're only guaranteed to, I think it's $200,000 or something like that. And at that point, okay, you and I may not have $200,000 in the bank, but these companies do. And what's going to happen with their money if these banks fold? It's not a very pretty picture.
Gary, the only positive that has happened in the last few weeks is that Walmart, the world's largest retailer, did post some decent numbers, but that just goes to show that how people are really trading down to extend their dollar further. People that would never walk into a Walmart because of the stigma that Walmart supposedly had are now going in and shopping in the Walmarts. They're going into these value stores. The Lux market has the better end, which has always, been strong regardless of the market, is also tanking. I mean, that shows you that even in the upper echelons of the economy, people are watching what they're spending. So it's really very difficult to say that there's any hope, for things, let's say that trickle-down effect from people on the top spreading their money down. They are trickling down instead of